Good evening and welcome to Gravitas. Two Indian Sufi clerics flew to Pakistan on a pilgrimage on the 8th of March. On the 14th, they reached the Lahore airport to fly to Karachi. They've been missing since. Delhi dialed Islamabad raising concerns. WION is the only Indian channel reporting from Islamabad, and sources tell us the military intelligence has picked up these clerics. On Gravitas tonight, we investigate and piece together the details to bring you the big picture. I'm Palki Sharma Upadhyay. The headlines first. Military action against North Korea is an option on the table, says US Secretary of State Rex Tillerson. On his maiden visit to Asia, declares Washington's policy of strategic patience has ended. Suicide attack inside a camp of Bangladesh's elite anti-crime rapid action battalion. 2 security men seriously injured. WION gets you a ground report. Pakistan wants to be the global top cop on blasphemy. The government asks FBI and Facebook to help combat sacrilegious anti-Islam content online. And 46 people killed in an airstrike on a Syrian mosque near Aleppo. US confirms the air raid on an Al-Qaeda meeting nearby, but denies targeting this mosque. Let's begin with the latest on the case that is making not just national but international headlines. 2 Indian clerics, 80-year-old Syed Asif Ali Nizami and his 60-year-old nephew Nazim Ali Nizami, are in Pakistani custody. And that is something that Pakistani officials have confirmed to WION. The 2 Indian nationals have been detained by Pakistani military intelligence and they're being accused of unauthorized movement. In fact, the Nizam's family went knocking on the government's door. This is what they told us.
हम अपील कर रहे हैं भारत सरकार से कि इस पे जो है जल्द से जल्द जो है हमारी जो है वालिद साहब की पता लगाया जाए कि कहाँ है वो, जो कि दुआ के लिए गए थे यहाँ से। अभी तक कोई इत्तला नहीं है हमारे पास। सुषमा जी से हम लोग जो है विनती करते हैं कि इस पे जो गौर करें और जल्द से जल्द जो है पता लगाया जाए।
मिनिस्ट्री ने काफ़ी कोशिश कर रहे हैं, वो काफ़ी उनकी हेल्प मिल रही है, मदद कर रहे हैं वो लोग। उन्होंने वहाँ की मिनिस्ट्री से बात करी है, पाकिस्तान की इंडियन हाई कमीशन से मेरी बात हुई है वहाँ पे। उनकी कॉल आया, मेरे डॉक्टर पीयूष के फर्स्ट सेक्रेटरी हैं, उन्होंने भी काफ़ी आश्वासन दिया है कि हम लोग कोशिश कर रहे हैं और जैसे भी पता लगेगा तो आपको हम बताएंगे कॉल करके।
Foreign Minister Sushma Swaraj assured all help. Home Minister Rajnath Singh has said that the government is taking up the matter with Pakistan.
इसके बारे में हमारे विदेश मंत्री सुषमा जी ने ट्वीट भी किया है और हमारे स्पोक्स पर्सन ने इसके ऊपर अनौपचारिक तौर पर कुछ बताया भी है। भारत सरकार कोई भी उसका नागरिक अगर कहीं जाता है और मिसिंग होता है, उसके बारे में बहुत सोच विचार करके उसको वापस लाने की कोशिश करती है। पाकिस्तान सरकार से
As the case made national headlines, there was no clarity, no statement from the government of Pakistan, and it sparked a lot of outrage with people across India asking for accountability, asking for answers. This is what some of them told us.
It's not so simple as 2 children have disappeared when they went to the market. No, it's not like that. They have got disappeared in Karachi and Lahore. They are from India. They are clerics, very mature people. They had gone on probably meeting their relatives, but the intelligence agencies of both the countries now, if they are in the dark, then they must be very worried, especially Indian.
If those clerics have been taken into custody by the Pakistan intelligence agencies on some proof or some suspicion of getting involved in anti-Pakistan activities, they must inform our High Commission in Pakistan through diplomatic channel. That is a part of protocol. If, on the contrary, they have been kidnapped, that's also one of the speculation, then it is incumbent on Pakistan to have them traced. It's been 48 hours now. If they have not traced, that itself shows their failure, and by implication it shows that the Pakistan regime is part of it.
In it, one, that they might have faced some kind of untoward incidents. So we have to check it, whether all is well at their end, with their health and other issues. We have to look after it as a country. We have to look after our citizens. Two, that they might have been taken for some obnoxious job somewhere. So even that has to be checked.
So did Syed Nizami see this coming? Did he have an inkling that he might be targeted? No, if you go by his Facebook posts. On your screen, we'll be putting up images and messages that he posted asking friends and family to meet him in Pakistan, sharing his travel dates. He said he'd be back in Delhi on the 20th, and this is the last message that he posted before going missing. And joining us this evening on Gravitas, Tariq Pirzada, Strategic Affairs Analyst with us from Islamabad. We also have Shahid Siddiqui, Senior Journalist and former Rajya Sabha member. Good evening to both of you. Mr. Siddiqui, let me come to you first. What do you think is going on here?
I have no idea what's going on, but it's very clear that if the Pakistan government has admitted that they have been picked up by the intelligence agencies of Pakistan, then they should come forward with why they have done it, because these are old people, these are religious clerics, they are known Sufi saints, and they have gone to Pakistan, and in Pakistan today there is a general environment where Sufis are being targeted, where the people who believe in the old 1,000-year-old tradition of the subcontinent, of dargahs, of the Sufis, of the traditions of the Chishti and Nizami, they are being targeted. So we have to see what exactly is happening, and they should come. Government of Pakistan should come out clean and tell us what exactly has happened to them, where they have been taken, and why they have been taken in.
Absolutely, and that is the big puzzle here. Why is the government of Pakistan not speaking out? Taha Siddiqui, my colleague and WION's Pakistan Bureau Chief, also joining us live this evening. Taha, you're one of the first who reported that the military intelligence in Pakistan might be involved in this case. What are your sources telling you?
Well, I spoke to some sources in Lahore, and they confirmed this, and the senior police sources, and they said that they could only talk anonymously, and they confirmed the fact that one of the clerics was stopped in Lahore and detained there. The word they used was detained, and then the other one made to Karachi, and where he was detained. So as of yet, but then when I spoke to the DIG investigation, the Deputy Inspector General of Investigation in Lahore, he did not seem very forthcoming with any details, and did not even want to talk much about this case. On the other hand, in Sindh, where in Karachi, where they landed in Sindh province, the IG, the Inspector General, released a statement to the media saying that there was no record of them landing in Karachi with a special branch of police, which is supposed to record all movements of Indians in the country. So officially, that's the statement that we're getting. The Foreign Office is also saying that they've forwarded a request to the Interior Ministry to find their whereabouts, but unofficially and through anonymous sources that I have spoken to, they do say that they have been detained by military. When I asked why and what was the reason, that they have not shared with the police, but the police sources in Punjab know that these people are being detained by the intelligence agencies linked with Pakistan Army.
Also joining us is Arun Bhagat, former Chief of Intelligence Bureau in New Delhi. Mr. Bhagat, you understand how these situations evolve. How do you read this particular case, sir?
Well, it is very clear now that the hand of the Pakistan Army is there. And this is what is surprising, because in a democracy, the army does not have the powers of arrest or investigation. But Pakistan is on its own. I mean, it has got its own rules where there are multiple agencies, and one agency doesn't know what the other is doing. And here it is very clear that one of the gentlemen, Syed Asif Nizami, is 82 years old. Can you imagine? 82 years old. And his nephew is over 60 years. I mean, and they have been there in Pakistan since March 6th. And these are regular visits that they have with the dargahs there. They had gone to a dargah in Lahore of Baba Farid, and I believe that these exchanges are very common, and at least twice or thrice a year, Sufi clerics from their Pakistan side come to India, and our clerics go there to pay homage and participate in the religious activities which take place in the dargahs. And Nizamuddin Dargah is world famous.
Right.
People from all over the world come here, and the khadims who are there, they are very respected by everyone, not only in our country, but in Pakistan, in Bangladesh, in Saudi Arabia, everywhere. And this type of treatment being meted out to them, I think only a government which is confused and which doesn't know what it is doing, like the Pakistan government is, can explain.
Tariq Pirzada, is the Pakistan government confused?
Well, I think all of your guests are confused and they really don't know what they're talking about. First of all,
you tell us.
Let me say a few words about the importance of the shrine of Hazrat Nizamuddin Aulia in Pakistan. There is hardly anybody in Pakistan who would not have reverence or respect for the holiness and the saintliness of the shrine of Hazrat Nizamuddin Aulia, and respect for his teachings and respect for the family of him that survives even today. The custodians of the Dargah shrine of Hazrat Nizamuddin Aulia, who are now the subject of discussion, came to Pakistan, and to me it is not clear whether they came at the official invitation or they came as a private on their own as a part of a private tour. Number one. Number two, whether it is an ordinary citizen, be it a member of any institution, a bureaucracy, intelligence agency, when it comes to the holiness of the shrine and the legacy of Hazrat Nizamuddin Aulia, nobody in Pakistan, not even a damn terrorist, can consider, having an evil thought about the person of the people we are talking about.
That's all very well,
the
sir.
Propaganda, hold on just a second, the propaganda that you and Mr. Siddiqui and the other panelists are unleashing, it shows the malice, the bigotry, the hatred against Pakistan, and their deliberate attempt to use this occasion to malign Pakistan, while people in Pakistan are themselves trying to know where they are. Number one, let me give you the scenarios.
No, let me ask you a question. Mr. Pirzada, let me ask you a question, sir. Let me ask you a question. An 82-year-old man is in detention. We do not know who's detained him. We do not know what is his fault. His family, let me finish, sir. His family is running from pillar to post, sir. The government of Pakistan has not made a statement. Where does the question of bigotry come from? Is this how a responsible state operates? It's a very, very simple question. His family is waiting for answers.
Your attempt is not to look at the line of question that you are following. Look at the thrust of your question. You are engaged in a massive effort to malign Pakistan instead of being interested in finding out where they are. Listen, there is no word that they are in detention by any person in Pakistan.
Mr. Pirzada is unleashing propaganda and nothing else.
Hold on.
He's not answering any question.
I will let you speak. You'll have, this is
No,
your
you
channel.
seem to be extremely confused. You don't know what is happening in Pakistan. Today you are saying even a damn terrorist won't attack the shrines, but shrines are being attacked in Pakistan. They are being bombarded. Shrines are under attack in Pakistan. What are you talking about? You have no idea what is happening in Pakistan. You seem to be totally confused about the reality of Pakistan. You are unleashing propaganda and nothing else.
Gentlemen, we do not want to indulge in shouting matches. We will speak one person at a time and not make it personal, please.
I am not finished. Please let me continue. Very briefly, let me take just a few seconds, then the stage is yours. Number one, we don't know whether they were engaged in an accident or whether they are alive, whether they are abducted, whether they are missing, or whether they are engaged in a seclusion, which is called somewhere. We don't know anything. We are more interested. They are Muslims. They are our brethren. We are more worried about them than the Hindu state, Hindu majority state of India. So don't tell us what we are that we are not interested in their security.
Right, let's not confuse the subject. It's not about Hindu or Muslim, and we do not know because the government of Pakistan is not making a statement. Hang on, Mr. Pizza. Hang on.
Mindset.
Hang on.
Very cheap and.
Syed Siddiqui, what can the government of India do at this point, sir?
You see, I don't know, the guy who was speaking here doesn't speak for people of Pakistan or the government of Pakistan, so I won't like to get into a debate with him.
Sure.
But government of India should immediately ask the government of Pakistan to come out very clearly, as your correspondent in Pakistan is making it clear that they have been picked up by the army intelligence. So if they have been picked up by the army intelligence, then it is the duty of government of India to ask the Pakistan government to come out very clean and make it very clear what has happened.
Mr. Pirzada, please hold your thoughts, sir.
Right, the guy doesn't know right from left.
Mr. Pirzada is trying to unnecessarily communalize the whole thing. India is a very secular country. India is not Pakistan, so don't try to bring Hindu-Muslim issues into it. You talk about rule of law there, talk about the system there.
Property. I have my own right.
You don't derail the debate. Don't derail the debate.
Mr. Pirzada, I'm going to request you to please hold your thoughts, sir.
You don't do your third-rate propaganda, you dirty propaganda. We Indian Muslims know how to take care of ourselves. We Indian Muslims know how to take care of ourselves. And we can fight for our rights. We are better Muslims than the Pakistanis can ever be. So don't talk about that.
Right.
We are much better Muslims.
Taha, it's been 24 hours. Why has the government of Pakistan not made a statement? If this is a clear case of lapse on the part of the travelers, unauthorized movement, as some reports say, why is the government of Pakistan not coming out and making a statement? What have you heard?
Well, the Foreign Office has made a statement in this regard, saying that they have intimated the Interior Ministry, and the Interior Ministry is supposed to get back to them. But more than that, there's no other information. And as far as adding to the debate here, one thing that we need to remember is that just very recently, there were these 5 bloggers in January which were picked up again by state agencies, and one of them has gone on public record when he left the country right now, stating that he was picked up by intelligence agencies. So this sort of methodology and this approach has happened in the past. It has been reported. There are eyewitness accounts. People themselves have come forward and talked about it. So it definitely does exist. And we're seeing that there are police sources within Punjab which are very confirmed, and senior high-level police sources are confirming the fact that there was a detention. There was not just one detention, there was 2 detentions. One happened at the Lahore airport, and then one happened at the Karachi airport. So definitely there are records of one of them traveling to Karachi, calls made from Karachi to his family who were waiting outside, and then the person never coming out of the airport. So definitely they have gone missing, and they've gone missing from places where there's a lot of security, where there's a lot of cameras, a lot of people are recording those movements. So from what it seems like, it is definitely the work of somebody high up in the power. And as we're getting reports from the police, it might be intelligence agencies linked to the military.
Right. Mr. Bhagat, when we deal with Pakistan, we come back to this old dilemma. The government of India, what are they dealing with? The government, the military, And then is this attempt to reach out to Pakistan and to ask a futile one if the government doesn't know what the military is doing and they're both not on the same page?
Well, that is quite true. I think you have described it very aptly and very well, that there are multiple agencies working. Now here Mr. Pirzada was saying that they are looking into the matter. A person rings up from Lahore airport and informs his cousin, Asif's cousin, who is a Pakistani national in Karachi, that Nazim cannot come, but Asif has left for Karachi by plane by Shaheen Airways. And then when Asif reaches Karachi, he speaks to his sisters, children, and tells them that, look, I have reached, are you waiting for me outside the airport? And they said, yes, you come out, we are waiting. Now, after all this, where's the question of any propaganda? And as far as maligning Pakistan is concerned, nobody needs to malign them. There is enough which is happening. After all, 72 people were killed in a Sufi shrine in the month of February. And any number of incidents are taking place. And people just disappear there. And here we have it from the Pakistani press, the media, the electronic media, as well as the print media. So where is the question of we trying to defame or malign Pakistan? They are doing it themselves.
Mr. Siddiqui, you brought up the case of Sufi scholars and shrines coming under attack the world over, including in Pakistan. Could this be linked to that, sir?
No, I don't know, because if they have been picked up by the army intelligence, then it can't be the work of so-called terrorists who have been attacking Sufis all over the world, the Wahhabis and such people of such ideologies who are supporting Daesh and Al-Qaeda and Taliban and others. So it seems to be a work of the intelligence agencies of Pakistan. And why they have done it? Because these people can't be spies. These people have been traveling to Pakistan because there are millions of followers of Hazrat Nizamuddin in all over the subcontinent, in Afghanistan, in Pakistan, Bangladesh, India, all over. And they have been coming to India every year. Indian Peers and Khadimeen have been going to Pakistan, and they are all welcome there. They are all loved there. But there is a class today, even in ISI, Pakistan intelligence agencies, who are against the Sufi ideology, who are trying to force the Wahhabi ideology on Pakistan. So even within the intelligence agencies, within the army, within the Pakistani power structure, a struggle is taking place between two moderate Islam and the extremist interpretation of Islam by these forces. So it can also be the consequence of that kind of conflict within Pakistan. So we can't be sure unless they come out very openly, but it is very clear they have been picked up by the Pakistani authorities from the airport. There can't be any doubt about it, because they have not come out of the airport. Within the airport, it can't be the terrorists or anyone else who can kidnap them.
Right. Taha, of course, when we say authorities, it's a loose term. It involves many layers and many power centers, if I may. So when the government of India talks to the government of Pakistan, is Islamabad completely in control of the situation?
Well, as we know, the Pakistani state operates in a very security sort of paradigm, and it's a security state. And usually when it comes to foreign policy, when it comes to security policy, defense, all of these matters, they're decided by the military, even if it's not in power. As we've seen, half of Pakistan has been ruled by, Pakistan's existence has been ruled by the military in power, and then they otherwise influence in these matters of foreign affairs, security and defense policy. Given that, basically, so we know that the military is definitely deciding these sort of matters, and because of which, so then the civilians' government's role is quite limited when it comes to these things, especially when it comes to India. And now people, whoever with an Indian passport, whoever travels in Pakistan, we've had colleagues who were reporters here, we've had other delegations visiting from India. They usually are, there's a security detail on them, they're followed around, and even when Pakistani journalists try to meet Indians, there is a bit of harassment that is done from the intelligence agencies as to why we went to meet them. So there's this paranoia that we know exists within the Pakistani security establishment, and that sort of comes at play. And this, I was talking to some experts here, and they feel some of the local reporters, even in the media, who have the same information that I have, but have not reported it to the local channels because of the fact that they say this is a security affair. They don't want to. They want to keep it low profile. And Pakistani media, as we know, exercises a lot of self-censorship. So they did not want to talk about it, and they were quite frank in anonymous or off-the-record conversations about how this seems to be a modus operandi of the military, but we cannot report it because of the limitations that we have. So in that sense, the military decides on its own, and it does not really have any influence from Islamabad and the military, which is headquartered in Rawalpindi. So Rawalpindi is mostly a policymaker or a decider in these cases.
Absolutely. Taha, Arun Bhagat and Syed Siddiqui, I'm going to request you all to stay with us. We have to take a very short break at this point. We'll come back with more on this, and we'll discuss if there are really any options before the family at this point. Is it just going to be wait and watch for them? Welcome back. We're discussing the case of two Sufi clerics from India who've gone missing in Pakistan, and sources telling WION News that the military intelligence is involved in their disappearance, that they may have been detained for quote-unquote unauthorized movement, but no formal statement from the government of Pakistan. With me, Taha Siddiqui, WION's Pakistan Bureau Chief, also Syed Siddiqui, journalist and former Rajya Sabha member, and Arun Bhagat, former Chief of the Intelligence Bureau. Mr. Siddiqui, Syed Siddiqui, what can the government do at this point, and what can the family of these clerics do at this point? We understand these exchanges are fairly regular, so it doesn't make a lot of sense logically for the Pakistani establishment to target an 82-year-old man, but they have done so, it seems. What are the options before India, practically speaking?
I think the only option is for the Foreign Office to call the Pakistani High Commissioner and tell them that they should come out clean on this, because we can't approach the Pakistani army. We have to approach the Pakistani government, the authorities there. Our High Commission in Pakistan has to approach them and try to find out what exactly has happened, because as you said, this 82-year-old Sufis are spreading love. Sufis are spreading, affection. But the problem with some of the Pakistani intelligence agencies is that they expect Indian Muslims to behave in a particular way, which they don't. Whether they are in Pakistan or India, they have no love lost for Pakistan. And therefore, they sometimes find our utterings, because I have been to Pakistan many times. I was the co-chairman of India-Pakistan Forum of Parliamentarians, and in the worst of times in 2003, when our army was standing eyeball to eyeball with Pakistan, I visited Pakistan. I went around, spoke publicly in many forums in the universities in Pakistan when there was a lot of anti-India feeling, and I spoke very openly about two-nation theory, about what's happening in India, because Pakistan is full of propaganda that Indian Muslims are suffering terribly, which is not true. The truth is that Indian Muslims do not look to Pakistan at all as a El Dorado, as a Shangri-La, as a land of peace and happiness. They don't. So they don't have any love lost for Pakistan, and that's what Pakistanis don't like. So maybe these people spoke out of turn and spoke their mind in Pakistan, and for that they were picked up. because Pakistan intelligence don't like the way Indian, because they can take it from others, but when Indian Muslims criticizes Pakistan, that is where they feel very, very upset.
Right, Taha, with
because
this,
I don't see them as spies working in Pakistan.
Right. Taha, this is gaining a lot of traction. The international media is focusing on this. The Indian government, of course, trying to build pressure. Given the way this is building up and snowballing into a major controversy, some would say possibly a diplomatic spat. Do we expect the government of Pakistan to come and give a statement, at least clarify what really is going on?
Well, that would have happened if, for example, there was domestic pressure on this issue. Right now, at most, what we've seen is that there have been just some updates on some news channels about it. Overall, most of the local media, as I was mentioning earlier, is refraining from reporting about it. They're looking the other way. So in that sense, there is no domestic pressure for the Pakistani government to come out and give a statement. Usually when the local reporters and local media sort of pursues a story, then the government has to react. On the other side, international media or Indian media, as we saw, one of the guests who was from Pakistan, they basically, the narrative here in Pakistan is that whatever the Indian media is talking about is propaganda anyway, or doesn't the Pakistani officials do not really respond to what the Indian media is talking about or the international media is talking about. So given the fact that there's no domestic pressure as such, and there's been a lot of self-censorship being exercised in reporting this story in the country, I don't see the Pakistani government coming out with a statement anytime soon, any definitive statement anytime soon, and things will probably be the way they are right now.
All right. Taha and Syed Siddiqui, thanks very much for joining us at this point on Gravitas. This is a story, of course, that we'll be tracking very closely on WION. And remember, Taha is bringing us ground reports and keeping us up to date on this. So do stay with WION for the latest on the fate of these two clerics who went missing in Pakistan. We're going to take a very short break. More news coming up.